The Gillette Cavalcade of Sports is on the air.
To look and feel sharp, take this new Gillette. It's the razor that you quickly set for your beard, your skin. It's up to you. It's adjustable and man, it's new, brand new.
Hello, everybody. This is Byram Saam at the microphone, and together with Mel Allen, we're ready to send your way all of the action of the second game of the World Series. Here in Chicago's Comiskey Park, the Chicago White Sox have finished their batting practice, and in a few moments, we'll have umpire Frank Dascoli call out play ball. To thank you for using its products, Gillette presents this and other featured sport attractions the year round, including the World's Invitational Match Game Bowling Championships, the Blue-Gray Football Game, the Rose Bowl Game, the Kentucky Derby, the All-Star Baseball Game, and the Top Fight of the Week every Friday night. The weather in Chicago today is a big factor. We've had a light rain and drizzle during the morning. However, at noontime, it has started to clear. The canvas was on the field and taken off just as Mel and I trotted up to the radio booth. The game will start on time, and the weatherman is starting to cooperate. The temperature in Chicago today is 64. The wind is coming off the Lake Michigan at about 8 to 10 miles an hour. Now down to our right. Left-hander Johnny Padres is getting ready to go. He's a seasoned campaigner in World Series competition. And a young fellow over to our left, Bob Shaw. He claims that he's only seen one of the World Series game, and that was yesterday. And here today, he is going to be a starter. Chicago, of course, is the baseball capital of the world. Al Lopez White Sox yesterday won in a breeze, 11-0, and I don't even believe the most partisan fans here would expect anything like an 11-0 shutout. Right now, the White Sox are shooting for their second straight, and I've never seen such enthusiasm in Chicago. Now the fans fully expect the White Sox to go on and win the Fall Classic, but many are even talking about winning in 4 straight. I even saw one sign coming into the ballpark today that said, the magic number now is 3. Manager Lopez, though, the affable and crafty leader of this White Sox ball club, simmers down that enthusiasm a bit, and he says, you know, what happened to Los Angeles yesterday could have happened to us. He certainly believes that the Dodgers will come back strong today, and he's just hoping for the best. Now, we'll go into the lineups in a moment. Let me say it will be another sellout today, better than 48,000. And most of the writers and other people connected with the game itself are making arrangements to move on to Los Angeles for the next game, which comes up on Sunday. I understand there are 7 chartered flights that are leaving Chicago within 1 to 2 hours after the game is over. Tomorrow is a travel date, and the next bit of baseball in the World Series of 1959 will be coming from Los Angeles. We've got a couple of changes in the lineup today, especially for the Chicago White Sox. And we'll go into those lineups right now for you. The Dodgers today will lead off with Jim Gilliam at third base. Charlie Neal hitting number 2 and playing at second. Wally Moon is in left field, hitting number 3. Duke Snyder, hitting number 4, will be in center field. Your right fielder is Norm Larker. Gil Hodges, the old crow, will be at first base, batting 6th. John Roseborough will catch. Maury Wills will be the shortstop. And the pitcher, Johnny Padres from Witherby, New York. He's won 14 over the season and lost 9. And Johnny is sort of a question mark and an unpredictable pitcher. This year, he's been a much better pitcher on the road than he has at the Coliseum. Just a complete contrast of the way he pitched in 1958. But when he's right and getting his curveball over, he's one of the toughest left-handers in baseball to beat. Now for the Chicago White Sox. Leading off, the the fleet-footed Louis Aparicio at short. Batting number 2 will be Nellie Fox, the second baseman. Hitting third will be Jim Landis, one of the bright stars of yesterday's victory. Landis in center. Ted Kluszewski, they're toasting him all over Chicago today. The mighty Ted will bat in the cleanup spot, playing at first base. Sherm Lawler will be the catcher, hitting 5. Al Smith is in left field, hitting 6. At third base today, in place of Billy Goodman, we have John Bubba Phillips. That's a platoon job that Lopez has been going with right along. Phillips will be at third base. And another switch in right field. Jim McEnany, a right-handed batter, goes into right field. He's only 23 years old. McEnany. And the pitcher, Bob Shaw. Shaw won 18 games and lost 6. He was the highest pitcher on percentage in the American League during the past season. Now the sun is breaking through, and I see the umpires are just now coming out of the dugout. At the plate today, umpiring will be Frank Dascoli. At first, Ed Hurley of the American League. Frank Sikori at second base of the National League. And Bill Summers will be operating at third base today. On the lines, down the left field side, it'll be John Rice of the American League. And Hal Dixon will be working on the right side. Now, Johnny Padres has already been in World Series competition. In 1953, he was a losing pitcher for the Dodgers. But in 1955, he pitched 2 complete games. He was a winner of the third game. You might remember 8-3. But the one that most people remember was that magnificent 7th game when he shut out the Yankees and won it with an 8-hitter by 2-0. I might add, he has 11 innings of series scoreless innings going for him. Well, that's about it. We're all set. The umpires are scattering out. We've given you the lineups. And it is indeed a real pleasure at this moment to bring in my sidekick for the World Series of 1959. He's quite a fella and a very familiar voice to you. For the first half of the game of World Series number 2, here he is, Mel Allen.
Hello there, everybody. Thank you very much, Byram Saam. We are awaiting the Marine Color Guard and band and the raising of the colors. Yesterday, a mechanical failure. The Army Color Guard, I stand corrected. I think yesterday we said Marine. The Army Color Guard. Yesterday, a mechanical failure resulted in the flag being at half-mast, and some people thought there was a specific reason for that, but none knew what it might be. After the game, we found out there was just a mechanical failure in the raising the flag that caused that. Both pitchers have concluded warming up. Ed Short of the Chicago White Sox, Director of Public Relations, just came in to advise us that this was the Army Color Guard and band. Frank Dascoli is just to the left of the plate. The Color Guard is from 5th Army Headquarters. They're at home plate. And walking across the field is one lone figure from the Los Angeles Dodgers going to the bullpen. Joe Becker, a Dodger coach. Now the Army Color Guard marches from home plate down the first base line. Ed Hurley, the American League, standing in position, and in behind him, the right field foul line umpire, Hal Dixon. Frank Sikori, the National League, who is umpiring at second base, is in position, and at third base, Bill Summers, and along the left field line is Johnny Rice. The 5th Army Headquarters, located on the south side of Chicago, nearby where many of the American League teams stay when they come in during the course of the regular season. Now they're marching along in right center field and moving out to the position in center field where the flagpole is. And here in Comiskey Park, the bullpens are located back off center field. There is a short wall or barrier of approximately 4 feet that runs from a point in deep left center over to a right center. And right in the center of it, the barrier is a little higher where the flagpole is, approximately 7 or 8 feet. Now the color guard, moving smartly, has moved into the bullpen area of the visiting team, which is located in the right center field side of that area. The White Sox occupy the left center field side. Of course, there's a dividing line in between. And now the color guard has come to a stop at attention, and we shall, in a moment, have the raising of Old Glory. The crowd still coming in. And as we got about Chicago yesterday, many White Sox fans, of course, who had waited 40 years for a World Series and who had rooted their team on in a lot of one-run victories, were simply stunned over the 11 runs that they scored. While the Dodgers, on the other hand, sort of shrugged it off and said, well, we had to lose. That's one way to lose. You know, now our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and o'er the sea and the home of the brave.
Our national anthem, sung by a famous entertainer and recording artist, Nat King Cole. Yesterday, we had Tony Martin with the Fifth Army, and the White Sox take the field. Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
WGY 810 on your dial and WGFM Schenectady.
Robert J. Shaw, born in the Bronx, a native of Garden City, Long Island, 6'2", 190-pounder, who went to St. Lawrence University, who came up through the Detroit Tiger farm system, and with the Tigers 2 years ago, in 7 appearances, had a record of 0-1, and in 1958, early in the year, and along with the White Sox, to whom he was traded along with Ray Boone, had a record of 5-4. But this year, as Saam has already told you, he was one of the pleasant surprises for Al Lopez, winning 18 games. He's a fellow that has a good fastball. He's not the fastest pitcher in the American League, but he's got a good fastball, a good slider, and he is a tremendous competitor. Bob Shaw warming up now with Sherman Lala, while alongside stands Jim Gilliam, who has been in 21 World Series games, with Charlie Neal on deck and Wally Moon to follow. Al Smith is in left field, Jim Landis in center, and Jim McInerney is in right field in place of Jim Rivera, as Al Lopez 2 platoons. And with the left-hander pitching for the Dodgers today, the right-handed hitting Jim McInerney is playing in right field. He was brought up after the season began. He was the only man in organized baseball last year who was a 400 hitter. Bubba Phillips has been installed at third base in place of Billy Goodman. He's a right-handed hitter to go against the left-hand pitcher. Louis Aparicio at short, Nellie Fox at second. Big Clue is at first base. Sherman Lawler back to the plate. Bob Shaw all set to work, and Jim Gilliam, swinging left-handed, steps in. Shaw into the windup. Around comes the right arm. The first pitch of the game is swung on, hit back to the box on a hop. Shaw tosses over to Clue, one away. Jim Gilliam went after that first pitch and hit it right back to the box. Now coming up is Charlie Neal, one of the great ball players, tremendous defensive man, and mighty potent at the plate. Charlie Neal, a right-hand hitter, batted .287 on the season. Shaw's pitch is fastball over the inside corner for a called strike. They play Neal toward left and center and left, straightaway right, giving him a big gap in right center. Pee Wee Reese coaching at third, and Greg Malevy at first for the Dodgers. Shaw to the windup. Around comes the right arm. The pitch is low outside, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Neal had 2 for 4 yesterday. Stands in close to the plate, deep in the batter's box. Bat cocked off the right shoulder. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Sweeping curveball fooled him, and the count is 1-2. In the last 4 series, the team that won the first game lost the series. Precedent is not necessarily fact as far as the future is concerned. The next pitch is swung on, lined out to right. McInerney moves over and makes the catch. Charlie Neal hit a breaking pitch and lined it smartly to right field. McInerney broke toward the line, got a good jump on the ball, and took it for the second out. Now Wally Moon, who's had a great year, batting .302 on the season for the Dodgers. He had 1 for 4 yesterday. A left-hand hitter. The outfield plays him straight away. While he can pull, he's dangerous to the opposite field. Bubba Phillips shortened up at third. Bob Shaw to the windup. The pitch is inside, just below the knees. Ball 1. For this series, the White Sox changed the socks they normally wear. They used to, during the regular season, wear black socks with some colored circles around them. Here's the 1-0 pitch now from Bob Shaw on its way to Wally Moon, and it's over the outside corner. Strike 1, 1-1. Bill Beck bought the boys new socks. They've got white socks with some colored circles around them. I asked Billy Goodman about the change. He says, I didn't notice it. The 1-1 pitch, swung on, line down over second into center field for a base hit. Jim Landis goes over, up for the ball, tosses back into Aparicio, bounces by him to Fox, and Moon holds on with a line single to center field. And that brings to the plate Duke Snider, appearing in his 34th World Series game. Duke, 0 for 2 yesterday. Outfield plays him straight away. First half of the first inning, 2 outs, 1 on. Aparicio is shortened up over near the bag. Now the pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. Duke took a wicked cut. Shaw's fastball tails away from a left-hand hitter. And when he delivers it with a certain motion, it acts as a natural sinker. Shaw to the stretch, check to the runner. Throw over to first, and Moon had to dive headlong back into the bag. Clue returns the ball to Shaw. The right-hander to the stretch, check to the runner. Another throw over, dives back in there again, headlong. Steele's situation is dictated with 2 outs. Wally Moon, stole 15 bases during the season. The Dodgers have good overall team speed. Again, the stretch, check to the runner. And the pitch. It's a little high for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Frank Dascoli calling balls and strikes. His 3rd World Series appearance from Danielson, Connecticut. Another easy toss over to first. Moon's on the bag. Norm Larker's on deck. Snyder at bat. 2 outs, first inning. A 1-1 count on the Duke. Shaw to the stretch. Check of Moon. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Little roller. Hit foul down the first base line. Got by Clue, and Greg Malevy looked at Clue and grinned because he also let it go by. Ed Hurley, the first base umpire, started for it. He changed his mind, and an attendant goes out and retrieves it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Los Angeles Dodgers seeking to even the series. Batting in the first half of the first inning at Comiskey Park. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Moon leading away from first base. Here's the pitch, and it's up high for ball 2, 2-2. The outfield has shaded just a little more to the right now for the 2-2 count on Snyder. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shaw to the stretch. Moon with the lead off first. Check to the runner. There he goes. The pitch is outside. There's a throw down, and Moon is safe. He steals second base. As Lawler's throw was high and to the first base side of the bag, but Wally also had gotten a good jump, and it would have been questionable if the throw had been true, whether Aparicio still might have been able to have made the tag. So Wally Moon steals second. And we do expect to see this to be a running series. Moon's in scoring position. Full count now on the Duke. Shaw to the stretch. Check of Moon. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lined off the glove. Out to second. Up with it is Fox. Can't make a play to third goes Moon, but Bob Shaw's glove was knocked off on a wicked liner, and the fact that he even got the glove on the ball kept the Dodgers from scoring, because that ball was headed right through the middle. Shaw quickly threw the glove up. The ball hit the glove, knocked it off his hand, slowed it up. It rolled slowly towards second, with Fox and Aparicio in pursuit, and Nellie Fox, realizing he had no chance to get the Duke, when he grabbed the ball, was ready to throw to third, figuring he might get Moon rounding the bag, taking a look at the play, and that sometimes happens. So it's a base hit for Snyder. Off the glove of Shaw. Runners on first and third, and here's Norm Larker, left-hand batter. 2 down. The pitch. It's in there for a called strike. Larker hit .290 on the season. No balls, 1 strike. The right-hander delivers, and Larker swings and sends a fly ball out to right field to McInerney. He waits and makes the catch, and the side's retired. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. And at the end of the first half, the first inning, the score is Dodgers nothing, the White Sox coming to bat. While we're waiting for Johnny Padres to get in his warm-up tosses, let me give you the big news in shaving. The remarkable new Gillette 195 adjustable razor. It's the greatest advance since the invention of the safety razor. There are 9 different adjustments on this razor. You just turn the micrometer dial to the setting that matches your skin and beard exactly. Set it at a higher number, you expose more blade edge. A lower number retracts the blade. And that's how easy it is to adjust it for your requirements and get comfort that's all but unbelievable. Why, you can even change the setting while shaving if you wish for those sensitive or hard-to-shave spots. See the Gillette 195 adjustable razor. With dispenser of Gillette Blue Blades and streamlined travel case, it costs $1.95 at a store near you. Johnny Padres from Witherby, New York, a 6-foot, 190-pound left-hander who pitched the Dodgers to victory in the 7th game of a World Series against the Yankees, in the only World Series the Dodgers have won in 9 appearances, this being their 10th. Ready to face Louis Aparicio. Padres, in 34 appearances this year, made 29 starts, worked 193 innings, allowed 192 hits, walked 74, struck out 144, pitched 6 complete games, had a record of 14-9. The pitch is in there for a call strike to Louis Aparicio, the brilliant shortstop of the Chicago White Sox from Venezuela. Jim Gilliam shortened up at third. Here's the pitch, swung on, bounced down the first base line by Hodges, down the right field line. Aparicio rounds first, heads for second. Larker up for the ball, throws in. It's a double for Aparicio. Louis Aparicio, who hit .257 on the season, went to the opposite field on a curveball thrown by Johnny Padres. Hit it sharply just inside the bag. Gil Hodges dove for the ball but couldn't get it. Now here's Nelson Fox, who hit .306 on the season. Aparicio's first World Series hit. They stopped him yesterday in 5 appearances. Padres all set, checks Aparicio. Here's the pitch swung on. There's a fly ball hit to right. Aparicio goes to second to tag. Larker deep makes the catch. There's Aparicio digging for third. The throw will not be in time. It's cut off by Wills. And Aparicio moves to third base after the catch of Fox's fly ball to right field. Now the batter is Jim Landis, who had 3 for 4 yesterday, batted .272 on the season. Jim Landis, right-hand batter, good speed. He can hit the ball sharply. From Richmond, California. And the first pitch, it's low, ball 1. Infield is shortened up for play at the plate should the opportunity arise. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, ball 2, 2-0. Padres has made 3 previous appearances in series competition. Winning the 7th game in 1955 to give the Dodgers the World's Championship. The wind-up, the pitch, and it's high. Gil Hodges, who's shortened up at first, hollers something over to Johnny. Nobody warming up. Infield in. The 3-0 pitch to Landis. It's in there, strike 1, 3-1. Ted Kluszewski is on deck. Maury Wills and Charlie Neal are calling to one another. Aparicio, remember, is very fast. The wind-up and the pitch to Landis swung on and fouled back to the screen. Full count now on Jim Landis. A tall, lean fellow, 6'1", weighs 170, 25 years old. And after he reaches first base, he can really fly. He can fly between home and first. He really can pick up. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's inside for ball 4. He almost swung at a curve. It broke in on him. He checked his swing in time. And here is Ted Kluszewski coming up. The former Cincinnati and Pittsburgh player whom the White Sox acquired just a few weeks ago, and who apparently has recovered from that back ailment when he belted 2 homers yesterday and with the wind a little bit against him. So big clue is up. He drove in 5 runs, and there are runners on first and third. 1 out. The pitch, fastball inside, ball 1. The Dodger defense now with the base on balls to Landis. Wills and Neal have gone back to double play depth. Gilliam is very wide at third, but at the edge of the infield grass. You got great speed on the bases, and Aparicio and Landis on first and third, and power at the plate. A move to first base, Landis is back. And now we're getting some action in the Dodger bullpen. Sherry's warming up. Larry Sherry moved to first, and Landis is back again. Padres has pretty good move to first base. Aparicio on third, Landis on first. The stretch, the pitch is swung on, a ground ball hit to Neal. He bobbles it, picks it up, throws to first, in time, but a run scores. It was a double play ball that Charlie Neal bobbled, and he had only the 1 play, and that was a close one at first as Kluszewski is retired. Neal to Hodges. No error on the play, of course. They got the 1 man, a run batted in for Kluszewski, 6 in the series. But Johnny Padres almost got out of the inning. A sharp ground ball to Charlie Neal, who bobbled it as he probably tried to grab the handle too quickly to try and start the double play. Landis, of course, moved on to second as a result. And here's Sherm Lawler. Right-hand batter, the pitch swung on and fouled back, strike 1. Lawler hit .266 during the season, but he had 22 homers and 84 runs batted in. Sherm Lawler, who was blanked yesterday in 3 charged at bats. The sure-handed Charlie Neal tried to make his move a little too quickly. Landis moves off second. The pitch to Lawler swung on, a little squibber, and Neal can't get it, and here comes Landis with his feet around third in to score as Neal picks the ball up about 10 feet on the grass, back of second. Lawler, fooled by the pitch, hit it right off the end of the bat, a little squib roller. Neal, who was shaded towards second, playing Lawler to pull, broke to his left, reached down, just barely got a glove on the ball to slow it up. And Landis, with that great speed, came all the way around to score. Of course, he was off and running with 2 away. And so it's a single for Lawler and a run batted in. And it's 2-0 in favor of the Dodgers. And here is Al Smith. Right-hand hitter. Padres checks Lawler. The pitch to Smitty is very high. Ball 1. Smith hit only .237 during the season, but he had 17 homers and 55 runs batted in. Good clutch hitter. Larry Sherry warming up for the Dodgers. Here's the pitch to Smitty. Swung on, a sharp grounder to short, and it's booted. Wills boots the ball, and all hands are safe. It was a hard hit ball. He backed up to take it on the second hop, and the ball bounded out of his glove. It's an error for shortstop Maury Wills. Lawler going on to second. And now Walt Alston is coming out of the Dodger dugout. The ball was sharply hit, but right at Wills. And that second hop really took off on him. Now Walt Alston's out the mound with Johnny Roseboro, Gil Hodges, and Padres. Walt talking to Johnny. Larry Sherry, the young right-hander, warming up. And now Frank Scully is walking out to the mound to break it up or find out whether Walt wants a new pitcher. Walt's leaving Johnny Padres in. Now Bubba Phillips is coming up with Lawler on second and Smith on first. Bubba Phillips from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, at 5'9", 173-pounder. Hit .264 on the season. Runners lead away from first and second. The pitch is grounded to third. Gilliam has it, steps on third, forcing Lawler, and the side is retired. 2 runs for the White Sox, 2 hits, 1 Dodger error, and 2 men left on. At the end of the first inning, the score is White Sox 2, Dodgers nothing.
Just twist that dial and you're all set with the adjustable razor by Gillette. For shades so easy, fast and clean. So try it and see what we mean.
The first half of the second inning at Comiskey Park, the second game of the World Series. Tomorrow will be an open date set aside for traveling, with the third game of the World Series set for the Los Angeles Coliseum on Sunday. Gil Hodges will lead off in the last of the second, batting 6th in the order with Johnny Roseboro on deck and Maury Wills to follow. The White Sox leading 2-0. Gil Hodges, a native of Princeton, Indiana, makes his home now in Brooklyn. Right-hand batter. Bob Shaw to the windup. Around comes the right arm. The pitch. Curveball over. Strike 1. Gil hit .276 this year. Drove in 80 runs. Had 25 homers. Outfield plays him toward left and center and left. Almost straight away right. Bubba Phillips at third, guarding the line. Aparicio way over toward third. Shaw's pitch to Gil. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Another breaking pitch. Nellie Fox about 4 strides to the right of second base. Clue wide of first, in halfway. No balls, 2 strikes. Shaw to the windup. In comes the pitch. Swung on. A ground ball hit to short. Aparicio up with it. The throw to first is in plenty of time, and there's one away. Aparicio playing perfect position for Hodges. Now Johnny Roseboro stepping up. Roseboro hit only .232 on the season. He drove in 38 runs and had 10 homers. Helped the Dodgers beautifully in their drive toward the pennant in the last 10 days of the season. Here's the pitch, and it's outside for a ball. He hit a home run, as a matter of fact, that enabled the Dodgers to beat the Braves 3-2 in the first game of the playoff. The outfield straight away. Phillips in close at third. Shaw's pitch. It's in there for a strike, 1-1. Shaw struck out 89 in the 231 innings he pitched and walked only 54. Had a great earned run average of 2.65 per game. The next delivery, changeup, is in there for a strike, and listen to the crowd roar. As he gave him that big motion and pulled the string, the ball just floated in there. 1-2 the count on Johnny Roseboro. The 1-2 pitch on its way. It's inside, ball 2, 2-2. First half of the second inning, the White Sox 2, the Dodgers nothing. The 2-2 delivery to Johnny Roseboro. Swung on, line foul down the first base line. Big Clue broke over toward the line and tried to backhand the ball and just missed making the play. Count remains 2-2. Johnny Roseboro from Compton, California, originally from Ashland, Ohio. 5'11", 195-pounder, 26 years old. The pitch, it's high, ball 3. Full count now. The sun's breaking through. It's turned out to be a fine day after all. Here's the payoff pitch to Roseboro. Swung on, there's a high fly ball into center. Landis drifting back and makes the catch just short of the barrier at the running track, about 400 feet away. The wind today is blowing out more of a quartering wind from right to left. Yesterday it was blowing the opposite direction. Generally here at Comiskey Park, the wind, the greater percentage of the time, blows in, and they call it a pitcher's park. But today, it's more of a batter's wind. The wind blowing at 10 miles per hour from the southeast. Johnny Roseboro out on a long 400-foot fly to Jim Landis. Now Maury Wills, switch hitter, batting left-handed against Shaw. The right-hander pitches outside, ball 1. Wills, who came to the Dodgers after the season began, helped solidify that infield. Very fast, hit .260 on the season. The 1-0 pitch swung on and fouled off to the right of the plate. 1-1. White Sox 2, the Dodgers nothing. It's the first half of the second inning. Shaw into the windup. Around comes the right arm. The pitch is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. There are those who claim that Maury Wills is the second fastest man in the National League. The top honor going to Cincinnati's Vada Pinson. The 2-1 delivery. Swung on, lined out over second into center for a base hit. Jim Landis up with the ball, whips his throw back in to Nelson Fox, and Maury Wills singles to center. He's 26 years old today and celebrates his birthday with a base hit. Johnny Padres coming up. Wills had 1 for 3 yesterday. Padres is a fairly good hitting pitcher. He had 16 for 65 during the season for a .246 average. Bats left-handed, 2 outs. Bob Shaw to the stretch. The pitch is outside, ball 1. Outfield straightaway, not too deep. Bubba Phillips shortened up at third. Aparicio in a couple of steps from the outfield grass. Throw over to first, and Wills is back. Again, the stretch by Shaw. Wills with the lead. And the pitch. Swung on, looped out over second. There's Fox digging for the ball, and it drops for a base hit. And there goes Wills all the way to third as he was off and running with 2 outs. A Texas League single to center for Johnny Padres. Nelson Fox raced out. Jim Landis in. Fox, with his outstretched glove, might possibly have touched the ball. Vi, did you think he touched the ball?
Yes, Mal. It was just off the tip of the glove. I was quite surprised. I thought the ball might go a little further and Landis might have a chance to get it. The Dodgers seem to be getting enough hits, Mal, but they haven't been able to cash in for runs.
Jim Gilliam steps in. He bounced to the box on the first pitch of the ball game in the first inning. Wills on third, Padres on first, 2 outs. Second inning, 2-0 in favor of Chicago. Bob Shaw taking a little time now. He looks in to get the sign from the squatting Sherman Lawler. Outfield straight away. Phillips shortened up at third. The stretch by the right-hander. Here's the pitch to Gilliam. Swung on. A line drive. Grabbed by Kluszewski in foul territory, and he falls to the ground. A diving catch by Big Klue. And the side's retired. It was a foul ball, but he dove across the line and backhanded the ball. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. At the end of an inning and a half, the score is White Sox 2, Dodgers nothing. Ted Kluszewski, who made great sensational news yesterday with 2 consecutive homers and 5 runs batted in, and again just now defensively. And news of that sensational new Gillette 195 adjustable is making plenty of new boosters for Gillette. And it's easy to learn why. Just try this amazing new shaving instrument. You get the most comfortable shaves of your life because you adjust this razor to match your skin and beard. All it takes is a turn of the micrometer dial on the handle of the Gillette adjustable. There are 9 different numbered settings. The lower numbers give you less blade exposure. The higher numbers give you greater edge exposure. You instantly locate the stop that gives clean, refreshing shaves. Fast shaves with comfort that sets an all-time high. Friends, try the Gillette adjustable on our guarantee of complete satisfaction or your money back. It costs only $1.95, and that includes a dispenser of Gillette Blue Blades and handsome travel case. The last half of the second inning. And the crowd, as you heard, roared when Ted Kluszewski threw all of his 240 pounds across the foul line and backhanded that screaming liner. The point being that it deprived Jim Gilliam of a further opportunity of perhaps driving in runs. Now the last half of the second inning. Jim McInerney, right-hand batter. Swings to the first pitch, grounds it by the mound, out to second. Neal up with it. Throw to first in time, and there's one away. Bob Shaw coming out of the White Sox dugout. Fans greet him with a round of applause. Bob Shaw, a right-hand batter, hit 123 on the season, takes a pitch that's low for a ball. Louis Aparicio on deck. 7 White Soxers batted in the first inning. Here's the pitch that's inside. It looked as if Shaw intended to drop a bunt down the third base line. Gilliam is shortened up in any case. 2 balls, no strikes. He had to jump out of the way of that inside fastball. Padres' delivery in there. Strike 1, 2-1. Got the outside corner with the fastball. The outfield is shading him a little toward right. Padres comes in with a fastball. It's fouled back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last of the second. Chicago 2, Los Angeles nothing. Johnny Padres to the windup. The pitch is over the outside corner for called strike 3, and Roseborough throwing the ball down to third base, threw over the head of Gilliam into left field. And of course, some of the fans had to respond. A A strikeout for Johnny Padres. 2 away, and here is Louis Aparicio, who got the White Sox started with a double to right in the first inning. And when the defense faltered a bit behind Padres, the White Sox took advantage of it and came up with 2. Here's the delivery, and it's inside for a ball. The White Sox have been that kind of team all year. Give them a little opening, and with their speed, they really move. Here's the pitch, swung on, grounded by third to left field for a base hit. Wally Moon tossing back into Wills. Gilliam was playing him short to protect against a bunt. And Aparicio grounded a base hit just to his left. Now here's Nelson Fox, who flied to right in the first inning. And you may possibly hear this crowd holler, go, go, go. A few years back when the White Sox acquired a lot of speed merchants, they called them the Go-Go Sox, and it still holds true. Aparicio stole 56 bases, and you hear him now. Padres to the stretch, check to the runner. The pitch is high and inside, ball 1. With a left-hand batter up, it helps Aparicio because the catcher's vision is blocked more than if you had a right-hand hitter up. Of course, with a left-hand pitcher, Louis still takes a pretty good lead. The pitch is a pitch out, but he's not going. And he's pointing at the plate. Aparicio pointed at the plate. He just danced off, didn't go. Now Gilliam goes over to talk to Padres. The threat of a great base runner can really worry a pitcher. Take you Dodger fans back just a few years to Jackie Robinson. He would murder the opposition with a base-stealing threat. Move to first, and Aparicio gets back. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 men away. The stretch by Padres. Aparicio dives back to first as Padres threw over again. Fox looks down at Louis. Padres again to the stretch. Louis with the lead. And the pitch, and down goes Fox. The pitch was high and inside. Ball 3. That pitch just got away from Johnny. He's behind 2-0 on the count. He was trying for a strike. 3-0 pitch. In there, strike 1, 3-1. Jim Landis on deck. Outfield toward left and center, left, straightaway right. Padres getting the sign. Aparicio moving off first. And the pitch. It's inside and high for ball 4. Nellie Fox walks, and that moves Aparicio down to second. The second base on balls issued by Padres. Now to the plate comes Jim Landis, who walked in the first inning. Aparicio on second. Fox on first. Landis at bat. The outfield swung around to the left. They give Landis a lot of room along the right field line. Here's the pitch, and it's high, ball 1, and we're getting some action now in the Dodger bullpen. Larry Sherry was warming up last inning. And it's Larry Sherry again. White Sox leading 2-0. Last of the second. Scoreboard operator already has a 0 up there for the White Sox. Here's the pitch, and it's inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Can't tell whether he can foresee the immediate future, whether he just accidentally pushed the wrong button. A lot of room in right center and along the right field line. Runners lead away from first and second. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. Gave a big motion, pulled the string on him. Tony Cuccinello clapping his hands, coaching down at third. Don Gutteridge at first. 2 balls, 1 strike. Aparicio leads away from second. Fox from first. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. A fastball over the inside corner, thigh high. A 2-2 count now on Landis. Charlie Neal shaded way over towards second. Wills into the third base hole. Gilliam guarding the line. Runners lead away from first and second. 2 down. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball is low and inside. Ball 3. Full count now. Aparicio on second, and Fox on first will be off and running with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Last of the second. White Sox 2, Dodgers nothing. Padres to the stretch. There go the runners. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Struck him out. And the side is retired. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. 2 men left on. And at the end of 2 innings of play, the White Sox 2, the Dodgers nothing.
Now, with the miracle of guided medicine, you can relieve your cough as easily as you relieve a headache. Take Thorexin, the guided cough medicine that goes to the right spot, your cough control center. Doctors know coughing is not controlled in the throat. Your throat merely follows orders from the cough control center, which sends the message, and you cough. Now, ordinary cough syrups don't even touch the cough center. Until now, only cough medicines with narcotics could depress this cough center. But narcotics may leave undesirable side effects. Instead of narcotics, Thorexin contains dimethorphan. Thorexin soothes your throat, then speeds through your bloodstream directly to the cough control center. Thorexin relieves coughing like aspirin relieves headaches. Fast, sure, safe for the whole family. So get Thorexin, the guided cough medicine.
At the end of 2 innings of play, the totals: the White Sox 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 4 left on. The Los Angeles Dodgers, no runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 4 men left on base. In the first half of the 3rd inning, Charlie Neal hitting second in the order leads off. Wally Moon on deck and Duke Snyder to follow. Neal lined out to McInerney in right field in the first inning. Right-hand batter. Bob Shaw to the windup and the pitch. Curveball outside. Ball 1. Give Neal a lot of room in right center. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and popped up into the air around the mound. Bubba Phillips calls for it at the mound and makes the catch right on the pitching rubber. Neal pops out to third baseman Bubba Phillips. 1 away. Wally Moon, who singled to center in the first inning, steps up. Left-handed batter. Duke Snyder to follow. Shaw into the windup. Round comes the right arm. In comes the pitch. Swung on. A ground ball hit out to second. Fox over to his right, up with it. Throw to Kluszewski in time. And there are 2 away. 2 up and 2 down in quick order. And the batter now is Duke Snyder. Denied the privilege of driving in a run in the first inning when his wicked liner was deflected by Bob Shaw and kept it from going on through, which would have scored Moon, who had singled with 2 out and had stolen second. Shaw's pitch to the Duke over the outside corner. Strike 1. Comes the next pitch, and it's low and inside. Ball 1, 1-1. Snyder can boast of 10 World Series home runs. The 1-1 pitch. It's right in there. Strike 2. Threw him a fastball just around the knees. Snyder hit 4 home runs in the 1952 series and again in 1955. The 1-2 pitch to the left-hand batter. It's into the dirt, bounces away from Lawler. A 2-2 count. Snyder has driven in 24 runs in World Series history. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bob Shaw into the windup. In comes the pitch. Snyder takes inside. Ball 3. Full count. Norm Larker on deck. Aparicio is playing way over towards second base, and Phillips is playing close to the third baseline. A lot of room in between third and short. They play Duke to pull. The payoff pitch swung on. A ground ball hit the second. Fox charges it up with it. The throw to Clue in time, and the side is retired. Second to first, Fox to Kluszewski. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. At the end of 2.5 innings of play, the score is Chicago 2, Los Angeles nothing. As you can hear, when Aparicio got aboard, this crowd is full of enthusiasm. You can't beat the Chicago fans for that, and it's hard to top the enthusiasm men here and everywhere have for that new Gillette adjustable. Here's a brand new idea in shaving. The Gillette 195 adjustable gives you 9 different degrees of blade edge exposure and angle. And you select the exact blade setting from 1 through 9 that's just right for your skin and beard. Whether your beard is light or heavy, or any combination in between, you're positively guaranteed clean, long-lasting shaves. Now that's a money-back guarantee. The amazing new razor must live up to everything we say, or you get your money back. Only $1.95 complete with a dispenser of Gillette Blue Blades and modern travel case. The last half of the third inning. Ted Kluszewski, hitting fourth in the order, leads off. Sherm Lawler on deck, and Al Smith to follow. 2-0 in favor of Chicago. For you late tuners in, the White Sox got their 2 in the first inning. Johnny Padres pitching. Kluszewski fouls one off, coming back in front of us in the upper deck. Strike 1. If you just tuned in, Aparicio doubled with 1 out, Landis walked. Then came an infield out, and an infield hit by Lawler, and an error that enabled 2 runs to score. Charlie Neal is playing Kluszewski on the grass in short right. The 1-strike pitch swung on and hit up in the air, foul down the left field line and out of play. The defense, figuring Kluszewski's power and the fact that he's not a speed merchant, have Charlie Neal playing him on the grass a couple of steps. Gives him more ability to range. Chuck Dress and Walt Alston point out to the field. Here's the pitch, and it's outside for a ball, 1-2. I think they were pointing at Jim Gilliam. They've got him playing very wide of third. He must be 20 feet or better off the third base line. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, a ground ball hit right at Neal. Neal's up with it. Here's the throw to Hodges in time, and there's one away. Kluszewski grounding out, second to first, Neal to Hodges. Now Sherm Lawler, who hit a squib base hit in the first inning that got Landis home, hit the ball right off the end of the bat, with Neal playing over towards second. He hit it in between Hodges and Neal. It just got by Charlie and produced the run. Johnny Padres delivers over the outside corner, strike 1. In comes the next pitch. Swung on and popped foul over near the White Sox dugout, and the ball is just out of play, landing in behind the White Sox dugout. Roseboro and Gilliam both went over. No balls, 2 strikes. The veteran left-hander into the windup. Here's the pitch, and it's inside. Ball 1, 1-2. A 1-2 count. The next pitch to Lawler, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Johnny Padres recording his 3rd strikeout. Al Smith safe on an error by Maury Wills in the first inning. Right-hand hitter steps in. Moon in left, Snyder in center, Larker in right. shading Smith toward left as they play him to pull. Padres' first pitch to him is just outside, ball one. Jim Gilliam shaded over toward the third base line. Maury Wills at short over into the hole. Charlie Neal at second over near the bag. Gil Hodges wide at first. The 1-0 pitch is into the dirt. Bounces off the glove of Johnny Roseboro, ball two. As Padres sought to break off a curveball. A 2-0 count now. 2 men away, last of the third. Now the pitch. Change-up is outside, perhaps a little high, and the count is 3-0. Among the fans here today, a former Dodger great, Roy Campanella. Next pitch, fastball, and it's a little high. Ball four, and Al Smith walks. Bubba Phillips comes to bat. Grounded to Gilliam in the first inning, who stepped on third for the unassisted force out to retire the side. Padres checks the runner. The pitch swung on, hit down the left field line, foul, and out of play. Strike one. Padres has walked three and struck out three. No balls, one strike. Padres getting the sign from Roseboro. Into the stretch. Smith leads away from first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and grounded foul down the third base line. Strike two. Al Lopez, the White Sox manager, is undecided as to his pitcher for the third game of the series, which will be played Sunday in Los Angeles. Either Billy Pierce or Dick Donovan. Manager Walt Alston plans on Don Drysdale. Here's the delivery. It's a pitch out. The runner's not going. 1-2. While the steal situation was dictated with 2 outs and runner on first. It's a little more difficult to steal on a left-hand pitcher, of course. As he takes his stretch, he faces the runner. Smitty's got pretty good speed. Here's the delivery. Swung on and line foul down the right field line into the lower stands. And the fans are whooping it up. There's a man who caught the ball standing up and waving to the crowd. It's always a festive occasion at World Series time, America's greatest sports spectacle. And we're all looking forward to joining you folks out in Los Angeles on Sunday. And you will prove your enthusiasm as well as the Chicago fans have here. The pitch is swung on as a ground ball hit out to short. Wills up with it, flips to Neal in time for the force out of Smith at second. The side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on. At the end of the third inning, the score is White Sox 2, Dodgers nothing.
Look sharp, feel sharp, be sharp and listen, mister. How are you fixed for blades? Do you have blades? How are you fixed for blades? You better check. Please make sure you have enough, 'cause a worn out blade makes shaving mighty tough. How are you fixed for blades? Better look. Gillette Blue Blades, I mean.
We pause now 30 seconds for station identification.
Single out the Troy Savings Bank as the place to save. Deposits made before October 15th earn a big 3.25% from October 1st. Free parking. WGY, WGFM, Schenectady. Enjoy a perfect mixed drink every time with Saratoga Vichy. No other mixer can equal the extra dry flavor, the long-lasting sparkle of the Vichy with the yellow label.
Saratoga Vichy.
Yellow label.
Saratoga Vichy.
The first half of the fourth inning, Norm Larker Hitting fifth in the order will be followed by Gil Hodges and Johnny Roseboro. White Sox leading 2-0. Larker flied to right field in the first inning. Right-hander Bob Shaw into the windup. In comes the pitch, and it is high, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Dodgers still seeking to break into the scoring column. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike one, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch on its way to Norm Larker. Swung on and missed. Strike two. Bob Shaw cut the mustard with a good fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the 1-2 pitch to the left-hand batter. Swung on and popped up into the air toward third. Bubba Phillips under it in fair territory makes the catch at the edge of the infield grass. 1 away. Coming to bat is Gil Hodges, who grounded short in the second inning. Gil playing in his 35th World Series game. Bob Shaw to the windup. In comes the pitch. Hodges swings and fouls it back to the screen. Strike one. Shaw's control has been very good so far. Not alone in the matter that he has not walked anyone. He's been putting that ball pretty much where he wants to most of the time. The 1-strike delivery. Swung on and fouled off the plate. 0-2. Shaw has a good sweeping curve and the slider and the sinker. Well-built, broad-shouldered right-hander. Ready for the 2-strike pitch now to Hodges. The right-hand batter swings and pops it up in the air off to the left of the plate. Lawler digs over near the stand, so does Phillips, and the ball's out of play. Count remains 2 strikes. Nothing to the count. After the excitement packed into the first 2 innings, things have begun to settle down just a bit. The crowd settled back, relaxed, waiting to roar. The 2-strike pitch now to Hodges. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 is sweeping curve. And that's the first strikeout recorded by Bob Shaw. With 2 away, the batter is Johnny Roseboro. 6 men in a row retired now by Shaw. Here's the pitch to the left-hand hitter. He hits it foul down the first base line. Strike one. Outfield almost straight away, shaded just a little bit toward right. 2-0 Chicago, first of the fourth. The right-hander's pitch changeup is inside and into the dirt. A 1-1 count. The Dodgers, despite their defeat yesterday, are really a relaxed crew. And they've been that way all year as they fought dramatically to win the pennant. The pitch to Roseboro is in there for a strike, 1-2. They've been the kind of a club to get behind and then suddenly they spurt. These two teams are very much alike in many respects. The 1-2 delivery. The left-hand batter swings and loops it out over short. Aparicio can't get it. He had his glove on it and dropped it. It looked as if as he went back, it scored as a base hit. He went back. The ball was a sort of a humpback liner. As he raced back, We had to hold for a moment to see whether he would get back to get in front of the ball or whether it would clear him, and he got, with his speed, got back in time to reach the glove up, but it looked as if he was trying to get his glasses down with the sun bothering him, and couldn't get the glasses down. The ball hit the glove and dropped, and it scored as a base hit for Johnny Roseborough. Les Biederman, Warren Brown, and Bob Hunter are the official scorers for the series. Maury Wills, switch hitter, batting left-handed against Shaw, singled in the second inning. The pitch swung on and popped up into the air, back of third. Phillips calling for it. Aparicio behind him. He calls for it and makes the catch in foul ground. And that retires the side. No runs, one hit, no errors, and one left on. At the end of 3.5 innings, the score remains the White Sox 2, the Dodgers nothing. Al Lopez, manager of the Chicago White Sox, managing his second World Series team. He lost 4 straight managing the Indians in 1954. Won his first World Series game as a manager yesterday. One of the nicest men you've ever met in your life. Al never finished below second in his managing career, minor or major league, and that's quite a record. Al's job is winning ball games. Mine's reporting them, and I get a big kick out of bringing you all the action on the field, and incidentally, the story of the remarkable Gillette adjustable razor. Here's a razor so different, Gillette guarantees you the finest shaves or your money back. It's an adjustable razor, one you adjust to your skin and beard. A micrometer dial on the handle sets to 9 different degrees of edge exposure and angle. Each exposure is numbered. At the lower numbers, you expose less blade edge. As you dial the higher numbers, you get more and more edge. There's a setting that gives you fast, clean shaves that last longer, feel wonderful. See the Gillette 195 adjustable first chance you get. Cost $1.95, complete with dispenser of Gillette Blue Blades and travel case. In the last half of the 4th inning, Jim McInerney, hitting 8th in the order, leads off. Bob Shaw to follow, and then leadoff man Louis Aparicio. The White Sox lead 2-0, last of the 4th. McInerney grounded to second in the second inning. Left-hander Johnny Podres to the windup. Around comes the left arm. The pitch, curveball over, strike one. The next pitch, fastball, is inside. 1-1, came close to hitting him. Norm Larker playing him almost straightaway right. He frequently hits out in the opposite direction. Now the pitch, and it's in tight to him for ball 2, 2-1. McInerney, by the way, is a native of Los Angeles. Only 23 years old, 5'10", 190-pounder. The next pitch is swung on, grounded to third. Gilliam up with it. A throw over to Hodges in time. And McInerney is retired, third to first. Bob Shaw coming out of the White Sox dugout. Shaw struck out in the second inning. 2-0 Chicago, last of the 4th. Padres delivers. The pitch is swung on and looped into right field for a base hit. Larker tossing back in to Charlie Neal. And Bob Shaw singles to right. He had only had 9 hits during the regular season. That's the 4th hit off Padres. The Dodgers have had 5 hits, but they've not been able to score. The White Sox getting their 2 runs on 2 hits in the first inning. Aparicio doubled and singled. Takes a fastball for a strike. Larker plays him straightaway right. Snyder into left center, and Moon straightaway left. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right of the plate, out of play. Ball falls off the roof down to the deck below, bounces out of that one, and goes on downstairs. Got to be alert. No balls, 2 strikes. Louis Aparicio at bat. 1 on, 1 out. Nelson Fox to follow. Padres into his stretch. Here's the pitch to Louis. High outside. 1-2. Gilliam is playing about halfway back on Aparicio. Now the pitch is swung on and popped into very short center. Racing in is Snyder, and Duke makes the catch. Shaw retreating to first. Nelson Fox coming up. Flied to right and walked. There are many who believe that the balloting for the most valuable player award in the American League may be divided between Fox and Aparicio. Padres ready. Here's the pitch swung on. A ground ball hit to short. Wills up with it. Throws over to Neal for the force at second on Shaw. And that retires the side. Wills to Neal. No runs. One hit. No errors and one left on. At the end of 4 innings of play, the score is White Sox 2, the Dodgers nothing. The following message is a public service announcement. You know our schools need your help. Last fall, public schools had 1,843,000 pupils in excess of normal capacity. We were short 140,000 classrooms, and we needed 132,000 qualified teachers. Each year the situation gets worse. We must have first-rate schools, and we need them now. The education of your children is at stake. Every citizen should join in the drive, and you can start by cooperating with local civic groups and school boards to improve educational conditions in your community. Remember, better schools build better communities. For more information on how you can help, write to Better Schools, 9 East 40th Street, New York 16, New York. Friends, tonight, over most of these same stations in the United States, Gillette presents a 10-round lightweight fight between Harold Gomes, who has won his last 8 straight, and Jay Fulmer, brother of the NBA middleweight champion. Tune in at 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time and enjoy all the action. Moving into the first half of the 5th inning, Johnny Padres, hitting ninth in the order, of course, leads off, and then we'll have Jim Gilliam and Charlie Neal. Bob Shaw into the windup. In comes the pitch. It's in there. Strike one. Padres had an infield hit in the second inning. Pretty good hitting pitcher. Third baseman Bubba Phillips in close. Bob Shaw delivers. Swung on. There's a fly ball hit out into medium center. Jim Landis under it. Makes the catch. And there's one away. Leadoff man Jim Gilliam. 0-for-2, hit to the box in the first inning, and then was the victim of a spectacular diving backhanded catch of a foul liner by Ted Kluszewski with 2 men aboard and 2 out in the second inning. Bob Shaw's pitch, ball 1, a little outside. Pee Wee Reese coaching at third, Greg Malavy at first. The 1-0 pitch on its way. It's in there for a strike. Curveball that moved in over the outside corner. Charlie Neal on deck. Now the pitch to Gilliam. Swung on a ground ball, hit to Kluszewski. He's up with it, back of the bag, steps on first, and Gilliam is retired. And Kluszewski had to field another hot one. 2 away, and here's Charlie Neal. Byram, Saam, you've watched Kluszewski play a lot. He's playing inspired ball so far.
Well, he's made 2 defensive plays today that I can hardly realize it's Mr. Klue playing down there. 240 pounds of him.
The World Series can really inspire you. Charlie Neal, right-hand batter, swing, sends a long drive to deep left. Smith goes back to the wall. The ball is going into the left field seats for a home run for Charlie Neal. Charlie Neal just stepped up and slammed the first pitch 360 feet into the left field lower stand. Dodgers meat and greetings. They're all pounding it. And the Dodgers score their first run in the series. Things can happen very suddenly. Here's Wally Moon, left-hand hitter. Shaw's pitch swung on. There's a fly ball into left field. Al Smith started in. Now he's going back and makes the catch at the running track in deep left. Remember, the wind is blowing at 10 miles an hour out to left, and it carried the ball deeper. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on. And at the end of 4.5 innings, the score is White Sox 2, the Dodgers 1. Men go for speed and convenience. That's one of the big reasons those instant lather shaving creams caught on. They're fast, that's for sure, and mighty convenient, too. With the 15 million men who already use these instant lathers, Gillette Foamy is a top favorite. It's jet fast. Press the nozzle, and at your fingertips you have creamy, snow-white lather that holds plenty of water against your beard. And Foamy is economical, too. It's so rich, so full-bodied, that a little goes a long way. And here's a Gillette Foamy exclusive, K34, the amazing antiseptic ingredient that kills harmful bacteria while you shave. Foamy now comes in 2 convenient sizes. Regular at 79 cents, or the new giant economy size, almost twice as much, for only 98 cents. You can also get Foamy with cool, refreshing menthol added. Get the one you prefer at a store near you. I'm pretty sure you'll say it's tops. And speaking of tops, I'm pleased to turn the Gillette microphone over to one of the top announcers in all sports, Byram Saam, who yesterday almost had to have Univac with him in the early innings. But here he is as we go to the last of the 5th.
Right you are, Mel, and the leadoff batter is Jim Landis. Last half of the 5th inning, he sends a fly ball to right center, and Locker is under. 1 pitch and 1 man now. Landis previously walked and scored, and he struck out in the 2nd inning. I know a lot of you Dodger fans were wondering when Los Angeles was going to score. Well, they've hit the scoring column now, and it's 2-1 in the 2nd game of the World Series. Theodore Klazuski hitting in the cleanup spot. A turning point. It could be the big point of the whole game. Occurred with Clu batting in the 1st inning. He bounced one out to Charlie Neal, and while Clu was out, they failed to get a double play and a run scored. 1-1. 1 down in the 5th inning, and Chicago leading 2-1. Padres change up. Long fly ball to right field into the corner. Larker is back. He's getting under. He has the room, and Clu is out. You hold your breath with him at the plate, for he hit 2 that way yesterday. Mel told you, though, the wind has shifted a bit here in Chicago today, and at the moment it's blowing toward left. The sun is out, and although it was a very dark and drizzly morning in Chicago, the weatherman is really coming along to help it. 2 gone. Catcher Sherm Lawler fouls the first pitch off, a strike. One thing that's impressed me with the 2 pitchers today is their curveball pitching and changeup pitching. Padres was a little offline on control in the 2nd inning, but now he seems to have settled down. There's a fly ball hit to left center, and it should be easy for Moon. Wally is over. That's the 3rd out, and you notice pitcher Padres got through that inning with only 2, 4, 5 pitches. No runs, no hits, and nobody left out. And at the end of 5 innings in the 2nd game of the World Series, the score, Chicago 2, Los Angeles 1.
Now, with the miracle of guided medicine, you can relieve your cough as easily as you relieve a headache. Take Thorexin, the guided cough medicine that goes to the right spot, your cough control center. Doctors know coughing is not controlled in the throat. Your throat merely follows orders from the cough control center, which sends the message, and you cough. Now, ordinary cough syrups don't even touch the cough center. Until now, only cough medicines with narcotics could depress this cough center. But narcotics may leave undesirable side effects. Instead of narcotics, Thorexin contains dimethorphan, Thorexin soothes your throat, then speeds through your bloodstream directly to the cough control center. Thorexin relieves coughing like aspirin relieves headaches. Fast, sure, safe for the whole family. So get Thorexin, the guided cough medicine.
Duke Snyder will lead off in the top half of the sixth inning. Up to now, Bob Shaw has given up 1 run and 6 hits. That Charlie Neal home run, I might add, is the first extra base hit for the Californians in the series. Snyder is 1 for 2, a single in the first inning. All right, a foul right off the mask of catcher Lawler. Strike 1. Snyder to be followed by Locker and then Gil Hodges. Don't forget, the World Series will resume in Los Angeles Sunday starting at 4:45 Eastern Daylight Time. Right now, it appears that Drysdale will pitch against Dick Donovan. Strike 2 is called. Bob Shaw has been a most pleasant surprise to manager Al Lopez. Young fella at one time belonged to the Detroit Tigers. Real tough competitor. He beats them all, and he's come around pretty much with an overhand style of pitching, whereas he used to be a sidearmer. All right, Snyder sends one spinning up toward the roof. Foul. 0-2. Duke leads off, and the Dodgers are batting in the 6th inning. Looking back to the World Series in 1956, the old Dodgers were shut out by Larson and then had to go 10 innings before they scored a run in the 6th game. However, they won that game 1-0, Labine beating Turley. They played Duke very deep to right. Outside, a fastball. 1-2. Snyder came very close to getting a run batted across in the first inning. His single was deflected at the mound and went on over to Nellie Fox. However, the deflection stopped Moon from scoring. Another foul. This one is into the upper deck, just above the Chicago White Sox dugout. Indeed, it is a beautiful sight to see so many people here in Comiskey Park. One thing that strikes me is the welcome fans sign that is located out in right and one in left. 2 high, 2 balls, and 2 strikes. Bob Shaw, 26 years old. Very relaxed as he goes into the motion. He cuts loose, inside and low, his curve. Full count on Snyder. Duke, of course, possesses a lot of records in World Series competition. But as he was telling the press today, some of them I like to forget about. Three balls, 2 strikes. There's a high bounder toward Fox at second base. Nellie gives with it, makes a high throw, but Klazuski has it, and Snyder is out. Second to first, the play. 1 down. Norm Larker. He continues to play right field. Now, there is a chance when we move to California that Larker will change positions in the outfield with Wally Moon. Larker flied to right, popped out to third baseman Phillips. He chops a foul about 15 feet away from the plate. 0-1. The Sox rushed out and got 2 runs in the first inning today. A double by Aparicio, his first hit in the series. A walk to Landis, an infield out, and a single by Sherm Lawler. And Charlie Neal has accounted for the lone Dodger run. A home run to left. There's another high chopper toward Fox. He's up. He makes the play. Klazuski for the putout. That was an easy chance compared to the one that Snyder hit. 2 gone. First baseman Gil Hodges. In the second inning, he bounced to short. And in the fourth inning, he went for a curveball and struck out. Nobody on. Top half of the 6th inning. Shaw cuts loose. Fastball right down the middle to strike. pitch. Swings on a curve and pops it up near second base. And once again, Fox is going to give way now to Aparicio, and it's the shortstop, Louis, for the out. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. A very strong inning for Shaw. And the scores, we go to the last half of the sixth inning. White Sox 2, Los Angeles 1. Yesterday, certainly one of the stars here in Chicago was Early Wynn, the 39-year-older. He won his first World Series game, and that was the news yesterday. And the announcement of the Gillette 195 adjustable, that's news too. Good news, and with good reason. Now here's a razor that gives you the most comfortable shaves of your life, and it's easy as this. There's a dial on the handle of the Gillette adjustable with numbers from 1 to 9. As you turn to each setting, you get a different degree of edge exposure and angle. At the lower numbers, there's less blade edge. At the higher numbers, more and more blade is exposed. Now, between 1 and 9, there's a stop that guarantees utmost shaving luxury. Clean, refreshing shaves with the comfort that every man wants. And it's sold on our guarantee of complete satisfaction or your money back. You'll find the new Gillette adjustable in trim travel case with dispenser of Gillette Blue Blades at your nearby store. Only $1.95. Leading off for the Sox, Al Smith. He's been on twice. A bobble by Maury Wills at short. He walked in the third inning. 2-1's the score. The White Sox lead in the second game of the World Series. Lefty Padres throws a beautiful hook. He swings, and it's strike one. Smith stands very close to the plate and deep in the batting box. Low. The count goes to 1-1. Padres has given up 2 runs and 4 hits. And with a little better support in the first inning, the White Sox, well, they might not have scored. There's a routine ground ball to Maury Wills. The shortstop throws, and it's over to Gil Hodges for the first out. 1 down. Wills to Hodges. Now it appears that Al Lopez is going to platoon in right field and third base. So anytime the Dodgers throw left-handers, you can look for John Bubba Phillips to be in the lineup. Phillips 0 for 2, fouls the first pitch. He's been a first ball hitter all afternoon. Padres ready? Change. He really fooled him. A swing and a miss, strike 2. This fella has one of the most baffling change-ups of any left-hander I can think of. Johnny Padres. He throws. Another change, and this one is pumped to left. Is it fair? It's right on the line. It'll go for extra bases as Phillips digs for second. Moon's throw is way late. A double for Bubba Phillips. He gets his first World Series history. A hit. And I know there might have happened about him down in Mississippi. Here's another youngster. I know he wants to make good. His home is in Los Angeles, and he lives about 20 minutes from the Coliseum. Jim McEnany. He's playing in right field. Right-hander, good power to right center field. Padres cuts loose, and there's a ball to right field, but it's going right to Locker, who is up and under, and that's the second out. Here goes the tag, though, and these White Sox really show us how to run the bases. Phillips has now moved from second to third. Just spotted through our binoculars now in the Dodger bullpen. And who do you think's warming up? Roger Craig. There was one point that Austin made after the game. He said, well, Craig got out of yesterday's first battle early enough that he can come back and we can make good use of him. Pitcher Bob Shaw coming to bat. This fellow was telling me just a few years ago he was cutting Christmas trees up in Canada to make a living. A right-handed batter. And And he's quite a pitcher. He tries to bunt. He fouls it. Strike one. One of the most remarkable things about the series, although it's only 2 games along, we've heard so much about their running ability, and yet the Dodgers have come up with the only 2 stolen bases in the series. But we're a long way from being over. Lefty Padres throws. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike. But it's very apparent that the speed and the base running tactics of this White Sox team is forcing the Dodgers to hurry their throws. Here's a ball to short. Maury Wills up, throws, Hodges has it, and that is a final out in the 6th inning. Your totals for Chicago: no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. At the end of 6 innings, fans, the score: Chicago 2, Los Angeles 1.
Just twist that dial and you're all set with the adjustable laser riser. That's for shade so easy, fast and clean. So try it and see what we mean.
First, yesterday, about this time, the Dodgers were way down in the scoring, 11-0. Right now, it's 2-1 and anyone's ball game. John Roseboro, who was a hitting star over the last 2 weeks of the campaign and in the playoffs, is leading on. He flied very deep to Jim Landis in the 2nd inning, and he came up with a single. The ball that just got away from Aparicio in the 4th inning. Shaw delivers outside, 1-0. Mal and I want to stress that the Sun Field here, in the early part of the games at least, is over toward short and toward left and left center field. Fly. Back of the mound. 3 men are converging on it, and it's going to be Aparicio. He wraps it up. 1 down. Shortstop Maury Wills. He's very, very proud to be in this World Series. Makes his home in the nation's capital. A real speed merchant. And of course, the fellow that held down short for the Dodgers for ever so many years, whipping up a bit of enthusiasm and calling the shots at third base. Reese. All right, he runs up, attempts to bunt. He missed the pitch. Strike 1. Nobody on, 1 out. A bounding ball back to Ollie Fox. He seems to be all over the infield. Fox, the second baseman, throws him out. 2 down. We're in the top half of the 7th inning from Comiskey Park in Chicago. The Sox are trying to make it 2 in a row, and the Dodgers are trying to get even. Larry Sherry once again starts firing in the bullpen.
Los Angeles, number 29.
We're going to get a pinch hitter.
Batting for Padres.
Here comes Chuck Ossegian to bat. Right-hander Ossegian came out as a pinch hitter yesterday in the 5th inning, and against Early Wynn, he struck out. Husky right-hander Chuck Ossegian. He now lives in Los Angeles, California, a 200-pounder. Outside. But this fella has a lot of power, and with one mighty swing of the bat, he could tie this ball game. They tell me this fella has a very good eye and doesn't go for many bad pitches. There goes a long drive, man. That might tie it. Way back she goes. A home run for Chuck Ossegian. The Dodger ball players are really jumping in that dugout now, for Ossegian has hit a 3-1 pitch way out into the upper deck here at Comiskey Park to tie the ball game. And that's exactly what Alston had in mind when he sent him up there. A brand new ball game, and now here's Junior Gilliam. The pitch is over, strike 1 call. The game is tied, and the Dodgers now are starting to use the home run ball. Ossegian's first hit in World Series competition. A home run. And there wasn't much doubt about that one from the crack of the bat. Outside to Junior. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a real steady ball player from the state of New Jersey. Neil leadoff man for you. And a switch hitter. Outside and high. 2-1. Two gone. One run home. Nobody on here in the seventh inning. The Dodgers 2, White Sox 2. High and outside. 3-1. He walked him. Outside and low. Now sometimes a home run like that will unnerve a young pitcher. That's the first walk Shaw has allowed. Charlie Neal comes to bat. For the White Sox now in the bullpen, Turk Lown is starting to throw. Also, left-hander Billy Pierce. Neal's one hit of the day was a home run in the fifth inning. It came with nobody on. Here's the pitch. There's a long drive to center. Landis is way out. It's near the Chicago bullpen. It's in it. A home run for Charlie Neal. Have gone into the lead, and Charlie Neal has blasted out his second home run of the day. A titanic shot. It was over the head of Jimmy Landis and landed where Billy Pierce is now warming up. That ball must have traveled a good 425 feet, and the Dodgers, for the first time in this World Series, have gone into the lead. Gilliam scored ahead with a third run. Neal has come across with a fourth run, and it's now Los Angeles 4. Chicago 2. Well, we're getting time out, and I believe that home run bell is going to send Mr. Shaw out of the ballgame.
And Chuck Kosigian sort of gave the Dodgers a lift. When that ball went on the stands, as you were watching it, I would look down that Dodger dugout. If it hadn't been a roof, they would have leaped 15 feet. In fact, it looked as if the roof came up a little bit. And then on Neal's homer, I know the roof came up a little bit.
Of course, most home runs in one inning. The Dodgers are going to tie a record on that. Neal has hit back-to-back home runs. Yesterday, of course, the big boy in that department was Ted Kluszewski. Now, the White Sox have come on with a new pitcher. Looks like Turk Lown. Hard-working right-hander who was formerly in the National League. Lown. He was in 60 games over the 59 season. He won 9 and he lost 2. All of a sudden, the roof caves in on Bob Shaw. He worked 6 2/3 innings. Remember, he had 2 out in the 7th inning. He got behind to Kosigian at 3-1. He hit the home run. He lost Gilliam, and Neal hit a 1-0 pitch into the bullpen. Here we go with Lown pitching to Wally Moon, and the Dodgers lead for the first time in the series. LA 4, Chicago 2. Strike one to Wally Moon. 1 hit for him today. Also, a stolen base. The next pitch is low. 1-1. Now, Lown has almost everything. This fella is fast. He's got a good slider. And I understand this year he's come up with a slip pitch. I know over in the National League, Bob Friend is quite noted for that slip pitch. But one thing about it, he gets all of the pitches over. And usually gets ahead of the batters. This one's in there, and that looked like the slip pitch. 1-2. 3 runs have scored on 2 mighty home runs. Kosigian hit a prodigious wallop that went into the upper deck in left center. And Neal sent his way off into center. This one's low, and it skids by Sherm Lollar. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wally Moon. Here's the pitch. It is high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, you never know in a World Series when there's going to be a change. One team is going to forge into the lead, and here the Dodgers have taken that lead. Too high. He lost Wally Moon. We're still rolling along in the top half of the seventh inning. 3 runs across. And the Dodgers certainly making great use of the home run ball. Here's Duke Snyder. 1 for 3 on the Duke. A single in the first inning. Fly ball to right field. It's up high and not too deep. Coming on fast, McEnany. And the youngster is there and has it. And that is all for Snyder. And that's the third out of the inning. A lot of doings all for the Dodgers. 3 runs on 2 hits, both home runs. And 1 man left on. The score, as we go to the last half of the seventh inning, Los Angeles 4, Chicago 2. You know, the White Sox had set up a closed-circuit television system here between the clubhouse and the press room so the reporters can get their interviews right after the game. Well, that's one way to speed up the news. And here's another. Just mention it on the World Series. Yes, sir, uncounted millions of men got the news yesterday about the remarkable new Gillette adjustable razor. I don't know in words just how to tell you about this great improvement. You see, when you adjust this razor to match your combination of skin and beard, well, you get the kind of shave you want. Clean, refreshing, with all the comfort in the world. Now, there are 9 different adjustments. No matter what kind of skin and beard you have, there is a setting for you. You try it on Gillette's money-back guarantee. It's only cost $1.95, and that includes dispenser of Gillette Blue Blades and handy travel case. We have a few changes. Walt Alston is sending in Larry Sherry, and Don Demeter is going to go to center field. And I believe Fairley is going to go to right field. Ron Fairley, the kid from the campus of USC, into right. Demeter into center. And Padres is out of the game, giving way to Larry Sherry. Padres pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, has a chance to be the winner. First, Larry Sherry has been a ball of fire down the stretch run for the Dodgers. Sherry, 7 wins and 2 losses over the National League season. Well, the White Sox go to bat in the 7th inning with Louis Aparicio. The last time that Sherry relieved, what a job he did on those Milwaukee Braves. Aparicio sends a high twisting ball out into short left. Maury Wills backing off. He has it. 1 down. Into the batting box comes Nellie Fox. He flied to right, walked, and he forced out Bob Shaw on a ground ball to shortstop in the 4th inning. Los Angeles leading 4-2. Strike 1 called on Fox. Here it is. There's a ball to the first baseman. 1 big hop. Hodges has it, runs to the bag, and that's all for Nellie Fox. 2 down. Jim Landis, rookie center fielder. It's a real pleasure to see this fellow roam that outfield. As a batter today, he has no hits. Wide ball away. He did walk, he struck out, and he flied out to right. A bunt. All right, Sherry comes down off the mound. He fires in time to first base, and he threw that ball so hard it looked like it was going to go right through Hodges' glove. Anyway, he makes it. The pitcher to the first baseman, and the White Sox go down in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. And at the end of 7, from Chicago, Los Angeles 4, White Sox 2.
Now, with the miracle of guided medicine, you can relieve your cough as easily as you relieve a headache. Take Thorexin, the guided cough medicine that goes to the right spot, your cough control center. Doctors know coughing is not controlled in the throat. Your throat merely follows orders from the cough control center, which sends the message, and you cough. Now, ordinary cough syrups don't even touch the cough center. Until now, only cough medicines with narcotics could depress this cough center. But narcotics may leave undesirable side effects. Instead of narcotics, Thorexin contains dimethorphan. Thorexin soothes your throat, then speeds through your bloodstream directly to the cough control center. Thorexin relieves coughing like aspirin relieves headaches. Fast, sure, safe for the whole family. So get Thorexin, the guided cough medicine.
Here to lead off, top half of the eighth inning, the pitcher. Notice, Sherry is batting number 5. Demeter is hitting 4th. And Ron Fairley, who is in the game now in right field, is batting 9th. Jim Rivera has taken over in right field for the White Sox. And we're ready. Larry Sherry. Where's that big number 51, a right-handed batter? Change up that he swings and fouls off. Strike one. Now Sherry hit .219 on the season. And he drove in 5 runs, I noticed. He's been a real lifesaver for the Dodgers, considering that he wasn't with them all season. Outside, low. 1-1.
The two-game totals, attendance, 95,381. Total receipts, 649,100.
Outside, he started to go for that pitch. Held up. 2-1.
15736.
Now, even though Larry Sherry is batting, the Dodgers keep 2 other pitchers warming up in the bullpen.
9737359.
Foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, they're giving out with a lot of information concerning the attendance and the number of dollars taken in on the 2 games here in Chicago. But, of course, it all leads to possibly the biggest total of attendance in World Series history, considering the next 3 games are going to be at the Coliseum. Swinging, strike 3. He went for a high fastball, and Larry Sherry is out. Strikeout for Loud. 1 down. Gil Hodges coming to bat. Gil bounced to short. He struck out, and he popped out to Aparicio at short. I might add that Mrs. Gil Hodges has come on to the series in Chicago from Brooklyn. Fly ball to left, not too deep. Is it fair or foul? Smith is coming over, and Al is under. It's a foul ball, but he has just enough room to take it. 2 gone. The attendance for the second game of the World Series, 47,368. The score is 4-2, Los Angeles. 2 gone. Johnny Roseboro stepping up. Pops a foul overhead. Strike 1. What an explosion hit this ballpark in the 7th inning. Chuck Asijan, a pinch hitter, fired the first salvo, a home run to tie the game. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike. And it was Charlie Neal who came up with a home run, his second in this fracas, to put the Dodgers in the lead. Lown delivers. Strike. Oh, what a pitch that was. He had plenty on it. Right through there, belt high. 1-2. He struck him out. A changeup, and it was high, but Roseboro went for it. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. Lown records another strikeout. And as we move into the last half of the 8th inning in Chicago, the score, Los Angeles 4, Chicago White Sox 2. You know, after this one, the boys are going to be getting changed in a hurry to catch the jet for Los Angeles. And I'll lay you odds that there'll be a lot of Gillette adjustables in use in the locker room. Because now every man, no matter what his combination of skin and beard, can get fast, clean shaves. Wonderfully comfortable shaves with this sensational new razor. You see, you adjust the blade edge to match your personal requirements. On the handle of the Gillette Adjustable, there are 9 different settings. As you turn the dial, you change the blade edge exposure and edge angle. There's an adjustment between 1 and 9 that will give you immaculate shaves with a kind of comfort that you may never have experienced. So see this remarkable new shaving instrument. The Gillette Adjustable cost $1.95, complete with Gillette Blue Blade dispenser and travel case. If you don't agree that it tops any razor that you've ever owned, Gillette will refund the entire purchase price. Ted Kluszewski leads off. He's the big hope for the White Sox here in the 8th inning. The Sox trailing for the first time in the series, 4-2. Koufax and Drysdale are throwing in the bullpen. Blue takes strike 1, called. This big fella has been the talk of Chicago. A hero overnight. Low, 1-1. Matter of fact, his picture with his lovely wife, Eleanor, and their boxer dog was front page news in Chicago. His boxer dog is named Rookie. And a strike 2. Has bounced to second twice and flied out to right. And he is responsible for getting one of the White Sox runs across. The Sox scored twice in the first inning, but since that time have been shut out by Padres and Larry Sherry. This fireballer throws, and there's a ball looped out over second base. It's dropping. It's a base hit. Kluszewski comes up with another hit. Gives the White Sox fans new life. Catcher Sherm Lawler will be coming up. Here it is. The first pitch is over. Strike 1 call. Hodges backing way up at first base. And stalling forces Lawler to step out of the batting box. Sherry takes his own time out there. A hard-throwing right-hander whips one in, and there's a ball that bounces away from Gilliam. And all hands are safe. That ball was hit savagely at Gilliam. It ricocheted over to Maury Wills, and there is no play at either base. A base hit. Here comes manager Walt Alston out. At the same time, we're going to get a runner for Kluszewski. Listen to the hand for Ted. Earl Torgerson, who was in a World Series game, several of them as a matter of fact, some years back when the Boston Braves were in business. Ferguson has come in to run for Kluszewski. Alston talks to Larry Sherry, and he's going to stay with him. Now the White Sox have the tying runs on. That ball handcuffed Junior Gilliam, and after it spun away toward Wills, Maury didn't want to take a chance of throwing wildly to any base, so he just held onto the ball. So Torgerson is at second. The runner at first is Lawler. The batter is Al Smith. Los Angeles leading 4-2. Will he bunt? He's trying to. He fouls the ball off. Strike 1. And the Dodgers were moving in, looking for the sacrifice. Well, it's a thrill a minute in Chicago. Baseball in the World Series. You can't beat it. The series will move on to Los Angeles on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And then if games 6 and 7 are required, we'll be back in Chicago. Al Smith today has no hits, but he's been on twice through a walk and an error. The stretch, and here she comes. He swings a line drive to left center. It's going to be a base hit. Here comes one run in. Ferguson will score. Here comes the other man heading for the plate. Will throw. He is out at home plate. Jerm Lawler is out at the plate trying to get the tying run across. In the meantime, Smith goes to third. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a line double into left center. It was on beyond Wally Moon. However, they got a hold of the ball, the relay, and the cutoff. Maury Wills made a truly magnificent throw to the plate. They tried to get Lawler home, but he was out, and there wasn't too close a play at home. Now they're going to give Smith a double. He goes to third on the throw and the out at home plate. However, the White Sox are really kicking now in this 8th inning. Al Smith will get an RBI. The second man, Lawler, was out. One gone. A two-base hit for Smith. And a pinch hitter coming up. Billy Goodman is coming to bat for Bubba Phillips. Billy Goodman. Smith hit that 3-2 pitch right on the nose. Now the Sox have the tying run at third base. The Dodger infield is up close. Here's a pitch to Billy Goodman. It's a strike one call. Goodman played yesterday at third base. And he had one hit, a single to right, and he also drove in a run and scored a run. One of the most beautiful plays defensively in baseball is the cutoff. And Maury Wills showed us he certainly knows how to do that. Time is out. Goodman, a left-handed swinger. This fellow was a batting champion of the American League one year, you know, Goodman. It's a strike. Good fast curveball. Strike two call. The Sox now have Jerry Staley warming up. Action unlimited today in Chicago. The World Series in its second game. Los Angeles leading at the moment 4-3. Smith at third. Here's the pitch. He swings on a bad pitch. Up high. Billy Goodman went for it. Oh, he'd love to have that over again. Sherry got him on strikes. Here comes Walt Alston running out of the dugout again. What a job he's done in 1959. He brought a team that would finish 7th a year ago right on in to win the title. And certainly has got to get a lot of votes for the manager of the year. He's going to stay with Larry Sherry. This is the last half of the 8th inning. And don't think that strikeout wasn't a big item. 2 gone. The tying run is still at third base. Los Angeles leading 4-3. Jimmy Rivera is the batter. Jungle Jim Rivera. He swings, pops one up foul. Might be playable. Here comes the catcher back. Under, and Roseboro has it for the out. So Larry Sherry pulled out of that jam. 8th inning for the White Sox. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 man left on. There were no errors. And at the end of 8 innings of play, the score, Los Angeles 4, White Sox 3.
Just twist that dial, and you're all set with the adjustable razor by Gillette. The shave's so easy, fast and clean. So try it and see what I mean.
We have 2 changes for you. Bill Goodman will go to third base. Earl Torgeson will go to first base. Maury Wills is leading off. Top half of the ninth inning, and the Dodgers lead 4-3. He tries a drag bunt. He pops one foul, and Lawler got a bad start on that one. He can't reach it. Just a strike. Maury Wills, 1 for 3 today. A single to center. And he made a truly tremendous throw to the plate a moment ago to cut down Sherm Lawler, trying to score the tying run. Inside, high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul on a play, 1-2. Your pitcher for Chicago is Omar Loud, better known as Turk. Bob Shaw started the game today for the Pale Hose. And the next bit of action in World Series competition will be Sunday. And the game will be coming your way at 4:45 Eastern Daylight Time from the Coliseum. Now, he tries to bunt the ball with 2 strikes, and he is out. A strikeout for Lown. 1 gone. Ron Fairley, a young outfielder, is batting in your number 9 batting spot for the Dodgers. He's a left-handed swinger. Great arm. He can run. Lown throws, and he fouls. This one out of play. Strike 1. This kid reminds you a little bit of Mickey Mantle, the way he runs and bats. He's from the University of Southern California, and he was on their championship baseball team a few years ago. Another youngster on the White Sox team, McEnany, went to Southern Cal, but I don't think they played on the same team. 1 gone. Nobody on. 9th inning. Lown steps down. Change up is hit sharply foul. Out past first base. Strike 2. The Sox, you know, broke on top today with 2 runs in the first inning. Charlie Neal got a home run in the 5th to make it 2-1. And then Chuck Asijan tied the ball game. Hit a home run as a pinch hitter. Only the 7th time it's been done in World Series competition. Charlie Neal's home run put them into the lead. All right, Fairley sends one to right. Rivera waiting. He has it. And that is all for young Ron Fairley. 2 gone. Gilliam, leadoff man. He walked in the 7th inning and came home ahead of Charlie Neal on his 2nd home run. There's a ball out by Billy Goodman, a base hit to left, and Gilliam is on with a single. That's his 2nd hit in this 1959 World Series. Without a doubt, the batting star for the California team, Charlie Neal. 2 home runs in a row. And his last one was into center field to the Chicago bullpen. Swinging, a strike. Two down. In the last half of the 9th inning, Sherry will have his work cut out for him. Here's a strike 2 call. Chances are we'll have a pinch hitter and then the top of the batting order. Working out of a stretch. Lown delivers inside and high, ball 1. Well, what a far far cry this game is from yesterday. The Sox at this time were breezing along 11-0. These Dodgers have been bouncing back from defeat all year. It's one of the reasons they won the pennant. Foul. This one's into the exposed press box. And there are writers not only from every state in the United States, but we have them here from Mexico, Alaska, and Hawaii. In a situation like this, you always think, well, I wonder if Neil could hit another home run. The only man in the history of the game in World Series competition to hit 3 home runs was the late Babe Ruth. Now a token throw to first. Gilliam's there. The count is 1-2. Another move, a faster play to first, but he's still safe. Gone. Top of the ninth. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is outside. There goes the runner. And Fox was late covering. And Gilliam steals. He makes it. Lawler had to hesitate on his throw. He was waiting for someone to cover. And a steal for Junior Gilliam. Well, how do you like these Dodgers? That's the 3rd stolen base for them in 2 days. Of course, Gilliam has always been a top-notch base stealer. One of the best. He led the Dodgers during the season with 23. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes to Neal, and he fouls another one off. The crowd, of course, has quieted down quite a bit right now. But this game is far from being over. The White Sox will have another bat. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 men are down. And right now, Neal's trying to get more insurance runs. Long throws. A fly ball. Well hit to right. Going back. Rivera. He has the room, and Jimmy wraps it up for the out. So, in the ninth, for the Dodgers, no runs. 1 hit. They leave 1 man on. And we have now come to the last half of the 9th inning in Chicago. The White Sox are coming to bat. Now, this is a pretty good ball game.
Why, it's one of the best I've ever seen. The Dodgers coming off of their battle for the National League pennant, having to get into the playoff, fly to the coast, fly back here, didn't even come to the ballpark the day that they arrived. They arrived very early in the morning. Seemed a bit travel weary, and the White Sox won it handily with the help of Ted Kluszewski. But the Dodgers suddenly, after not being able to score, asserted themselves with Chuck Kasijian showing the way, their best pinch hitter. And, of course, the dramatic defensive play that cut the tying run down at the plate. Having all the ingredients today, good defense at times, great clutch hitting at times, great power hitting at times, great pinch hitting. All the elements to make the greatest sports spectacle the kind of thing that makes people just, travel thousands of miles to see. And we're going to be traveling thousands of miles to see the 3rd one in Los Angeles Sunday.
You're right, Val. As a matter of fact, I'll repeat if you missed out, 7 chartered flights are going to Los Angeles, of course, to take the teams, the writers, and the official families. And play will resume Sunday from the Coliseum. And I understand they're expecting over 92,000 for Sunday's game. All right, Norm Cash is coming up to bat. Leadoff batter, pinch hitter against Larry Sherry. He swings. He's a left-handed batter and fouls this one, and it's going to go out of play. Norm Cash. He's a first baseman. This fella has good power. And over the season, he was in 58 games and hit .240. Aparicio will follow, and then Nelson Fox. Larry Sherry trying to save this one for Johnny Padres. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. right into the Dodger dugout. 1-2. Yes, baseball at its finest in the World Series. Two teams that were not picked by many to come on and win the title, but that they did. There's a ball hammered down toward Hodges, who goes wide. He's looking for help. He gets it to Sherry, and he has it. Sherry was having a little difficulty trying to locate the bag with his foot, but he made it, and that's all for catch. Hodges, who went very wide. I thought Charlie Neal was going to get the ball. One down. Aparicio. He really started out blazing here today. A double and then a single. He is 2 for 4. Swinging, strike one. Well, Chuck Dressen says, I think the Dodgers have the best pitching we've had since I've been around here. And when he says that, he kind of winks. And you know he's thinking of a fellow like Sherry. There's a bounding ball to short. The pickup, Wills. He throws, and Aparicio, who can run like the wind, is out. Short to first, 2 gone. Last bit of hope now for the Sox. Nelson Fox. Foxy walked in the second. He has no hits. Sherry delivers. There's a bounding ball. Out toward second. Neal has it. Charlie throws. The ball game is over. And today, the Los Angeles Dodgers come out and win to even the series. The play on Fox, second to first, and in the 9th inning. For Chicago, no runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. The final score today, fans. Los Angeles, 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Chicago White Sox, 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. In just a moment, we will review the highlights of today's game for you.
2 hours, 21 minutes. White rain.
When you're washing your hair, do you worry about getting all of the shampoo out? So you rinse, rinse, rinse? Well, you're right. Shampoos can leave a residue, making hair difficult to manage and dull. But there's no worry with White Rain shampoo. White Rain rinses clean, twice as clean. Dirt rinses away. Leftover shampoo rinses out too. That's why after a White Rain shampoo, your hair is easy to manage, bright as sunshine, feels cleaner, stays cleaner longer. So girls and men too, discover the wonderful difference when you wash your hair with White Rain. New crystal clear White Rain or White Rain lotion shampoo. Both rinse twice as clean.
White rain, use new White Rain shampoo tonight, and tomorrow your hair will be sunshine bright. White rain.
The World Series is deadlocked at 1 game apiece. The Dodgers won 33 one-run games during the regular season and lost 55. The Chicago White Sox won 35 one-run games and lost 50. But today it was the Dodgers who won the one-run game. Men standing out on both sides, like Al Smith, who came through the clutch hit in the 8th inning. But Johnny Podres, who became the first Dodger pitcher in their World Series history ever to win 3 World Series games. He beat the Yankees twice in 55, though he had to have help from Larry Sherry. The 23-year-old right-hander came in and protected the lead. A pat on the back to young Maury Wills, who took the relay from Wally Moon and cut Sherman Lawler down at the plate as he attempted to score on Al Smith's double. And there's a play that you'll hear a lot about in the last of the 8th inning, with 2 men on and nobody out when Smith hit the double. Torgey scored easily, and Lawler was waved on in, and he was out by plenty. Chuck Kosigian, who brought the Dodgers back to life after a Charlie Neal homer in the 5th, pinch hitting. He was their best pinch hitter, hitting .304. And I recall 2 years ago at an airport in Tampa, Florida, at spring training, I met somebody from the Philadelphia Phillies, and they said, this is Chuck Kosigian's wife. And she said, do you think Chuck will be able to make it in the big leagues from what you've seen off spring training? He didn't make it. And finally, he was farmed out, and he came back to the Cardinals. And in a deal, he came from the Cardinals to the Dodgers. And I couldn't help but think of that when she asked 2 years ago, do you think he'll make it? Boy, he made it today, because that pinch hit homer with 2 outs in the 7th inning with nobody on tied the score, and then the Dodgers went on from there to wrap it up on a walk and a second homer. And so the winning pitcher is Johnny Padres, with Larry Sherry finishing up beautifully. Padres going the first 6 innings, while Bob Shaw suddenly in the 7th inning, having the Dodgers apparently well in hand with 2 outs, gave up the homer to Chuck Kosigian, the walk to Gilliam, and the homer to Neal. But it was a great ball game. It had everything in the world you could possibly want in it, and certainly the series has picked up in tempo and excitement, and we're all looking forward to joining you folks out on the West Coast. Tomorrow is a traveling day with both teams heading west for Los Angeles. But your Gillette Cavalcade of Sports carries on. At 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, we'll bring you the lightweight fight between Harold Gomes and Jay Fulmer, direct from the Providence Auditorium in Providence, Rhode Island, over most of these same stations. By the way, our thanks to our NBC engineer, Don Fitch. This broadcast was produced by NBC sports editor Paul Jonas. And remember, Sunday, the 3rd game of the World Series from Los Angeles.